and welcome to another Sunday News here with LXG. I am the second class elitist. With me today is
Belgrath 97.
So we're going to go over a couple quick things. Some happy news from the land of Kickstarter. Just about everything that we've been talking about is funded or funding.
I need like fireworks.
Not in my house, please.
Okay.
Confetti, maybe.
Confetti. All right, we're gonna get poppers for next week.
There we go.
All right.
Actually, I know for a fact I have some. Just happy that they're not within reach. Okay.
All right. So, happy news. We're gonna start with happy news.
Happy news. Happy news.
All right. So, Atlantis miniatures, those gorgeous orcs we told you about last week. Token Gamer Chick just actually fell down in the middle of the room. Are you all right? Okay.
You guys missed it.
They are absolutely gorgeous, and they funded! Yay! We're all getting new fun stuff, because I'm sure we all played gin on those, because they're gorgeous!
If you haven't seen it and you don't know what we're talking about, you got a little bit over 2 weeks. You've got 18 days at the time of this being shot. Please do yourself a favor. If you like green skins of any variety, go look at these. If you like big Gribbly models in the 100 to 150 millimeter range, go look at these.
140 millimeter giant.
Yeah.
I know that's not 140 millimeters, but
it is 130. It is 135 millimeters to the eyeballs.
Bonk. From the table. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so go look at those. They're unique. They're awesome. And these people need more money, so we can get more free Gribblies.
Yes, good stuff. Oh yeah, and also by the way, if you're in for the $110 pledge or more, it's 5 freebie models at the present, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
With more to unlock, so go
with more coming.
If you haven't done this yet, this is 2 weeks in a row. We told you to go do it. Listen to us. Go. All right.
Apparently, a lot of people did. I'm not going to say they all listen to us.
Well, of course they all listen to us. Come on now.
They've got more pledgers than we have subscribers. So.
Not everybody subscribes.
Yeah, that guy didn't.
See?
He didn't.
He didn't. You subscribe.
You're the reason we can't have nice things.
Yes, it's all your fault.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
You remember they still have that thumbs down button, right?
Shoot!
Okay.
You had to go remind them?
All right, what else you got?
All right, Fallout Hobbies, the guys with the decals.
The decals.
I think I raved enough about those decals 2 weeks ago. Guess what? They funded it! Yeah! Yes. They got a new website coming, correct?
Yep.
But
I will put
decals.
We will put the link for the website below. The website is obviously not active until after the Kickstarter, but you know how it's always tough to navigate a Kickstarter page?
Yes.
And go through all the different pics of all the different things that are available?
And then you forget that, like, which update had the picture you're looking for, and you're like 17 hours.
So he's got his website.
Right, with all the
whole
stuff.
Store in there. And it's good because there was some stuff that I didn't know was in there, like the zombie signs one.
There's a zombie signs one?
Not the one that's like the scrawled word, but
right,
like street sign warning zombies here kind of thing.
I didn't know you had one of those.
Yeah, in 6 different color patterns. So you can do it the black and yellow like warning signs, a red and white, a blue and white in case you're in the UK, like beautiful.
Same. Awesome.
Check out the store. Go to the Kickstarter.
11 days.
Check out the store. Go to the Kickstarter.
Got 11 days to do it. Make sure you do it.
Okay.
So we can have good things. All right. A new one that we discovered: Starship miniatures.
Yes. I actually mentioned this on our Facebook page.
Okay.
Before the Kickstarter started.
Oh.
But you guys need to go look at this one because the video made me want to go watch Buck Rogers again.
Well, yeah. The video
is straight up 80s. It's so good.
It's good in the 80s bad kind of way.
Good in the 80s pulp, in the new wave pulp era. Good, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting scale, game coming with it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's, little like miniatures.
Yeah, they're the same size as Battlefleet Gothic, Firestorm Armada, any fleet action game.
Yep. So if you're into that kind of thing, or you're just looking for something cool to go watch a video for, and maybe give somebody money to let them do their thing, go look at it. You've got 18 days. All right.
And again, if you're interested in it, 2 new forces in that, and it's already funded, so you know you're getting your stuff. That's the great thing about today, with I think one exception, everything is funded. You know you're getting your stuff. Go. Fly, my minions, fly.
Alright, so unfortunately the next one we're going to talk about is the one that didn't fund, because Bones apparently hasn't. Well, wait, what am I talking about? I'm crazy. Bones has over $1 million.
It's $1 million.
It's $1 million.
$1 million.
If you just want to throw some money at me, I'll be happy. Just because you don't, $1 million, you're not going to spend all that. Come on, Reaper, you can just give me some. It's cool.
Actually, they don't.
Yeah.
Reaper does not actually make a lot of money on these $1 million Kickstarters, by the way, guys. It really does. Like, I know in Bones 2, they put up the numbers from Bones 1. They honestly, most of this Kickstarter is... Ooh, ice cream truck.
Ice cream!
Sorry. Most of this Kickstarter is going right into the molds, into the production costs. They're not going to make a lot of money out of this. But there's some really good stuff. Like, the entire reason, and I'm going to admit it, the entire reason why I had to throw down money on Bones 3, I told you guys it was an ice cream truck. I know you can hear it now because it's right in front of my house.
Taunting us with these ice creamy goodness.
I'm just going to point out, you in a jacket like that with that music playing underneath, I'm going to have nightmares. Just saying.
I can go get Mr. Squeaky Squeaky.
Shit! You! Be quiet, you.
Where is he?
Don't you dare!
No, he can't move because he's holding a note that can prove how much Belgrath's going to spend on the Kickstarter later.
This is true.
Yeah.
he's got the number hidden away. Alright. It's a big I don't want to hear this.
Yeah, but I mean, the entire
So,
reason why
Bones,
I was
right,
posting, why I put a pledge down on Bones was, no surprise here, one of my favorite sculptors of all time is, James Von Schaik. And he has 2 3-packs of not werewolf lycanthropes, different lichen creatures that are going to be really, really good. 6 brand new models, all brand new sculpts that are like double human size. Honestly,
cool, yeah.
I could throw away the rest of the pledge and count myself happy.
Yeah. Again, if you have a group of friends, go look at it. Because you can make that $100 a lot more reasonable if you get 3 other friends.
Yep.
Now you're $25 for a lot of models.
A lot of models.
A lot of models.
Also, if you're looking to build a rather Saurian fantasy army, there's like 20 of those guys right in the pledge all at once.
There's enough in there to build like a good skirmish-based lizard man army.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
There's a lot of good stuff going on.
Yep. 12 days left, so you got...
Yeah, they did a really short one, only 18 days, and I think it was because of, the tight squeeze of them being pushed back a lot due to waiting on Bones 2 to deliver, and then not wanting to be up against Zombicide,
right.
and now wanting to be out before something else hits.
Right, and they have their own, we are in the middle of the con season,
right?
So it's just hard to do
a
Kickstarter while you're going to cons.
They wanted to get it done between, Zombicide and GenCon.
Right.
That doesn't leave you a big
there's
window.
a whole lot of window, right, yeah. Alright, so Cracked Earth Studios!
Cracked Earth Studios!
Funded! Finally! Thank you.
This is one that you've been talking about every week.
Thank you.
And with good reason.
My faith in the gaming community somewhat restored here because people bought terrain.
Yes.
And good terrain.
Good pre-painted terrain.
Yes.
Beautiful stuff. Also, on Cracked Earth Studios, you can actually get more... You have more access for your money right now because he backed up the stretch goals. Okay. So that the ruined building was available at the funding level. Okay. And the first one after that is at 22.5, I think.
So he put in some more accessibility.
Right.
So
now, those aren't free. Yeah. Those aren't free.
But if that was what's holding you back, like, well, it doesn't look like he's going to get far enough that I'm going to get the thing I wanted, go take a look again because you may be able to get it now.
Right.
But 8 days to go on that one, so literally you got a week. Don't procrastinate.
Get it in because the next time you look at one of these videos, it may be too late. Yep. So we can't remind you again. Unless you watch us on like Wednesday or Thursday. But other than that, we can't remind you again.
Are you doing something on Wednesday or Thursday?
No, like if they watch us again.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Fair
so
hit the replay button.
Yeah, replay. You're allowed to watch us more than once. More views is good. We're fine with that.
Yes.
But yeah, so that's pretty much that.
Wait, you can watch YouTube videos more than once?
I can absolutely prove you can because I think I have watched Kung Fury like 17,000 times at this point.
Fair enough. Okay.
Matter of fact, I think Mark Malero and I, Mark Malero of Crush Pop Productions, I think Mark Malero and I are pretty much half of their total views.
That's saying something.
Out of the 11 million. Yeah,
No. He and Mark now communicate exclusively in quotes from Kung Fury.
We did this, actually. She's not lying. We had a conversation just speaking in Kung Fury.
Oh my.
And they weren't talking movie plot, though. They were actually somehow using the dialogue from this movie to talk about projects.
Yep.
Exclusively in Kung Fury-ese. It's a new
These are my
subsect.
friends, people. These are my friends.
The family you
Just
choose.
remember, you picked us.
Okay, moving on. Veilfall RPG.
Okay. So Veilfall is the only one on this list that is not funded yet.
Yes.
And that means this is the one where you guys can be heroes and go in and fund it.
Yep.
It's got a week to go. He is only $2,000 away. And the models are already built.
Yeah.
The molds are already done. The production of the figures is complete. The Kickstarter is to fund the production and printing of the RPG that these models will be used for.
Yeah.
So, you can go and get your models because you know the models are happening. And I can tell you for a fact the models are happening because I already know somebody that has them and has painted them. So they exist, the molds are done. There's no risk about really long delays about this. The models are the models are the models, and they're done. And if you are into sci-fi, lycanthropic fusion stuff, like they're large canine creatures in powered armor.
Mhm.
It's really cool, and they're good figures. Go take a look at it. That's about all we need to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Just beautiful models. And who doesn't want more toy soldiers?
Exactly.
All right. Speaking of beautiful models,
Do we want to go to that, or do you want to come back to that after?
do you want to do the other thing
Go
first?
to the bad news. Go to the bad
All
news.
right. So we're gonna do that, right?
So we can get it off the table.
We're doing that one, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to hold this thing down so you do not flip this gaming table because it only weighs like 300 pounds, and you're about to get all hulkish on
I
this
am
one.
about to go all because all
But this is where we should have an editorial disclaimer on the bottom, but I'm not going to have time to get that printed up and get this
This
up.
is your fair warning now. We're about to say a word that if you have children in the room, you may not want to hear. You have 5 seconds to get them out of the room or cover their ears. This segment's called Don't Be a Dick. Okay? That's exactly how I feel about this. Okay? Don't be a dick.
All right. Now we're going to explain what Belgrath 97 is ranting about.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. Look, we all have a huge passion for these toy soldiers that we play
That
with.
we all
Our
play.
hobbies.
Yes, and our hobby. But they are a hobby. Like Merrick just said from off camera. They're a hobby, and sometimes we need to remember that this is a hobby and a game and toys. And we should be adults and be able to deal with things like Kickstarter delays and things like the rules don't go the way I want them to go. And
Production issues.
Yeah, production issues.
Anything.
And anything that doesn't go quite the way you want to go, we need to be mature about this.
Changes to the game that you choose to play.
Yes.
You can throw that one in here this week.
Yes, absolutely. There's just been way too many instances and stories I've heard about where people have had their private lives impacted because people in the community decided to overstep the line. And that's why I'm like table flipping that, okay? Someone shouldn't feel that they're somehow endangering their family because they didn't make it to a deadline, where they changed a rule that you don't like.
All right. And just to play devil's advocate,
Okay.
so that we can have a conversation.
Sure.
on this.
Oh, so I just don't ran at the computer. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I am a backer that has given you $5,000 of my money,
Mhm.
and you have a Kickstarter that has made over $1 million.
Sure.
As a backer of your project, I absolutely should have the right to complain about delays, or complain about sculpt changes, or complain about production
Absolutely.
changes. And if the only opportunity I have to do that with you happens to be when I see you in public, why don't I have the right to approach you at that point?
If it's just, and here's the thing, if it's just me, fine. But if I'm at, a table with other people, that's an inappropriate setting for that type of conversation. And that's really what it comes down to, is that there's a social paradigm that we all need to respect. And there are venues, almost every Kickstarter that we've ever backed, there's a venue for you to air your grievances. Hell, write us. We'll put it on the air for you.
Absolutely.
Okay? I mean, like, we're not saying that you don't have, I'm not trying to say you don't have a right to be upset that the thing you pledged for a year and a half ago hasn't delivered yet. Because I've been there. I understand. You get angry. But it doesn't mean that if I see this person out at dinner, I can berate him at the table.
Okay.
That doesn't give me that right.
But what if it's a situation where, and we're talking in generalizations because there's enough of these situations that have come up in the last few months that look bad on the hobby as a whole and on your fellow gamers as a whole, that this is something that needs to be discussed. What if I've backed a Kickstarter and there's Team A and Team B that made the Kickstarter happen? Because there's 3 of these, depending on how you phrase that part.
Sure, okay.
And Team A says it's Team B's fault that it's late, and Team B says it's Team A's fault that it's late. Well, now I don't know who to talk to or who's giving me the straight story, and I just want my stuff.
Well,
why can't I vent that to Team A or Team B when I run into them?
It's not
I mean, Team B's telling me that it's this guy's fault.
But there's, and absolutely, and if you want to go to Team A and go, well, Team B's saying it's your fault, there are right places and wrong places to have that conversation. And that's really what I'm trying to convey here is that, you know what, most of these companies, they're going to show up at a gaming convention. Guess what? That's the right place to do this kind of conversation if you're going to have it with them. You know, I'm out at the movie theater with my child. Not the right time to have this conversation with me. And that's really what it comes down to is we need to, look, if you're not sure if this is the appropriate setting or not, you grab a friend. And not the friend that makes you feel awkward in social situations. Okay? You grab a friend who you know is pretty socially savvy and say, hey, is this the right time to have this conversation? And they'll probably steal you right. If you're really not sure, email me first. I'll tell you if it's right or not.
And basically what it comes down to, guys, is it is important that you are passionate about this hobby and passionate about your figures. You know, everybody should be really excited about their soldier dolls.
Yes.
Every time I come home from my day job and I see a nice big cardboard box on the front step, it's like Christmas. I get it. We get it.
Yes.
Both of us have worked for companies, and we have been, we know people that don't give out their cell phones to hobbyists anymore because
of this.
They'll get called with rules questions at 2 a.m. while they're sleeping.
Because people don't. All right. There's a gaming company that we've all decried doesn't interact with the community.
Right.
And we hate them for it.
There are other wargaming companies that do not interact with the public. Yes.
This is why, people. This right here, what we're talking about, is why a company that's that big and that important to the community, or it was for a very, very long time, goes that policy because they can't feel safe. And that's really what it comes down to. We as a gaming community need to police ourselves. And if you have a friend who's does the type of stuff we're talking about, it's on you to interact with him and tell him that it's not right. And if you don't, you're part of the problem.
Friends don't let friends interrupt people at movies?
Yes, exactly.
There we go.
Friends don't let friends be bad gamers.
Yes.
Okay.
Look, there's a number of prejudices against the gaming community. And that doesn't matter what type of game you play. Video games, war games, whatever. The community at large thinks we're all odd.
Socially inept.
Yeah, there's a good word for it. And
Don't prove it right.
Don't prove it right. This type of behavior reinforces that type of stuff. And we know we can be better than that. And honestly, that's why I'm this upset and passionate about it, is we can be better than this. You know we can be better than this. I know there's somebody out there watching this right now going, I don't believe that that's happening. It's happening. We wouldn't be talking about it if it wasn't. Right. And the fact that you didn't know it's happening means you're good, but it also means you need to voice that you agree that this type of behavior is inappropriate.
Agreed.
All right, I think I'm done ranting.
Good. Let's move on to happy stuff again.
All right, let's move on to happy stuff again. Beautiful models.
Beautiful models.
Beautiful models.
So we're talking about Dark Age?
Yes,
Oh my god. So,
oh my god. Okay.
All right. I'm glad that spun you around pretty quick.
Oh yeah.
So you might remember we had a discussion before about Dark Age and how I almost want to cut in the section from the other video, but I don't want to take that much time tonight.
Sure.
Where I was like, I don't know, because they're going to be changing all the stuff that was, Brahms pieces, and I'm not sure that I'm still going to want to be as interested in the game.
There's some gorgeous models out there. there, people.
These new models are phenomenal. Look for the old pictures of the Ravages and the new pictures of the Ravages.
Like the
I want to play Ravages!
Yeah, the strikes, I mean, there's a lot of really, really good stuff coming out from these resculpts. I mean, give it to Dark Age. They are doing this right.
Yeah.
Anybody that thinks they're not doing this right, good on you, mate. You don't have to buy the new models. But you know they
I got old models. I'll sell you.
yeah,
We're good.
they are keeping to the imagery that they already had.
Yep.
They are maintaining the feel of the figures, but they're more modernized sculpts. They're more modernized molds.
I was letting you finish.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay. Case in point, we were talking about keeping to the imagery and the feel, but giving it a more dynamic. The Warsmith.
Oh.
It's obvious, or the Weaponsmith. Excuse me, the Weaponsmith. Obviously, the same person as the picture.
Right.
Obviously, 5 seconds later, we decided to run,
Yeah.
and that's literally it.
It's-
Instead of pose, it's I gotta get your pose, and that's
Yeah. I mean,
gorgeous.
phenomenal job.
Yes.
I am still going to be, you know, decrying the fact that it is white metal versus, you know, a proper material like resin. But this is me. This is what I do. I'm an elitist for a reason.
I'm just gonna say, there's other people who would say, you know, if you can't hit somebody over the head with it in the sock and knock them out, it's not worth it. Lou
Valid.
Huntley.
Valid.
All right. I don't want to go to the next topic.
All right, then no.
No, we have to, but it's not necessarily a happy topic
Okay. Which one are we going to?
because
Okay.
it leads into that, and I
Okay.
figure we'll save those two for the last.
Okay.
All right. So, other gaming companies.
Yes. All right, we're going to break canon for us right now,
Yeah.
and we're going to talk about the elephant in the room because this is a week where you need to talk about the elephant in the room.
So, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Age of Sigmar. I've
Games,
said it.
Games Workshop has released Age of Sigmar, which is a full revision to the Warhammer Fantasy Battles world.
Yes.
The rules are different,
The story is
but
different.
not entirely different.
Right.
The story is new, but that just means it's advanced for the first time in 25 years.
Yes.
There are other games that advance their stories all the time, and we usually say that's a good thing. Dark Age being the perfect example.
Yeah, no, I actually, the one thing I don't have a problem with in Age of Sigmar is that they advanced the storyline. I don't necessarily like all the things they did, but guess what? I don't like all the things that Dark Age does in their story either.
Fair enough.
But they advanced the story.
Yeah.
And anyone who had played those games for the last 25 years had been begging them to advance the storyline.
Right. Oh, yeah, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
There are players out there that are going to say it's a better version of the game.
Sure.
There are players out there that are going to say it is a bastardization of the game.
Sure. I agree with
Guys,
both of them.
Yeah, what I'm going to tell you is that it's a new game.
It's a new game.
If you do yourself a favor, with a calm mind, look over Age of Sigmar, try to play it once. If you decide that this is not the right game for you, you can decide that.
Yes.
Be mature, be adult, and go, I'm going to take my money somewhere else. We talk about 30-some manufacturers
Right.
that will be more than happy to get your money,
Yes.
if that's where you want to go. If you play Age of Sigmar and you like it and you're like, okay, I can stick with this, it's the new version of fantasy, and I'm okay with it. You know what? That's okay too. Understand it's going to be more of a skirmish game, but it's still going to be fairly tightly blocked due to model measurement versus base measurement.
Yeah.
And you've got options. I'm not going to come down on one side of the fence or the other. I'm obviously not burning any models because, to be quite frankly, I sold all of those years ago. So, and
I have some of them.
Yeah, you do actually.
I have a lot of mine.
You should burn
I have
them.
no intention
I
of
shouldn't
bonfiring
burn
them.
But yeah, so I mean,
That was a shouldn't. I don't
Yeah.
believe in burning models.
you know, do what you got to do. If you want to just put them in a shoebox and never touch them again, you can do that too. But don't let one company ruin your hobby.
Right.
Whether you want to play Age of Sigmar, whether you don't want to play Age of Sigmar, whether you want to play an entirely new game, don't leave your hobby.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Thank
Don't
you.
leave your hobby because of what one company did to the game you wanted to play. Either find a replacement for it, or play it as it lies. You've got those two choices. But I've seen too many times where you get this mass exodus. The perfect example was, for me, was 40K 3rd edition.
Sure.
Which is way too old for most of the people watching this, I know. But
it was a great
that's
departure
when
from second.
that's when I had my store, and it was easy enough for me to show exactly what happened to my Games Workshop sales, because 30% of my market was Warhammer 40K. And after 3rd edition came out, for the next 6 months, 12% of my market was 30K. You guys might not think that 3rd edition was a big thing, because it's 15 years later. 15 years from now, people are going to go like, oh, fantasy turned into Age of Sigmar, and nobody really remembers it being a problem.
Right.
That's just the way of the world.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for full-sized fantasy battles, the way that you've been playing forever, Mantic did a good thing this week, and they really capitalized on a moment, even though that might have bitten them a little bit in the process.
You think?
Well,
Mantic, let's tell everybody what they did first.
Go for it.
All right. So Mantic basically ran a slew of internet ads that essentially said, "Did your other gaming company decide to, ruin your game? Come play Kings of War." I don't blame them for that.
And they put up a free copy of the rulebook online that has new army lists for all of the discontinued forces from another gaming company.
Right.
Except it doesn't have all of the rules.
It doesn't have all
And it doesn't have the magic items. And it doesn't have all of the entries. So a lot of people that have been waiting for the free online rules from Kings of War are now screaming at them, back to the don't be a dick!
Yeah, by the way. I mean, look, company doesn't have to give you anything for free.
Right.
That they gave you enough to be able to try their game to find out if it's the game you want to play, don't be a dick. If you don't think it's enough to make an honest decision, fine, say that. But don't berate them. They gave you something for free. And they gave you enough to be able to find out, well, in my opinion, they gave you enough to be able to find out if you can play the game.
And I totally agree with the thought that this was a bit more rushed than what they had wanted to put out.
Sure.
And that they will be adding more later.
Right.
I don't believe that the version you see now is going to be the version you see on the website a year from now.
Okay.
I think there will be more added. I think it will be more fleshed out. But they realized that they needed to strike while the iron was hot, so they put out what they could.
And again, it's free.
And I'm not a huge fan of Mantic, so for me to be defending them on this point, there's something to that.
Yeah, let's be honest here. Neither one of us are huge fans of Mantic.
Yeah.
But
I'm not for entirely different reasons.
Yes, entirely different reasons.
Yeah.
But I don't think they did anything wrong here. And I think they actually made a good, smart business decision.
Yes.
If I had a game that played on the scale of fantasy, I'd have done the same thing. Tried to find a way to get that community to come over to me. And to kind of tie into that a little history lesson for those of you who don't know about how XG started. It started because second class of this and I decided we didn't want to play other gaming companies' games anymore. And we also didn't want our hobby to die.
So we had to start looking around, because at that time it was one of those things where you didn't have Kickstarter pumping out
a game a week.
So it was really hard to find out that there were other games, to the point where we had people in the club that literally didn't know that there were third-party companies that put out games.
Yeah.
It was
Merrick's raising his hand.
Our other buddy that worked with them after we left.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, no, third-party companies just put out,
models for that game.
Yeah, IP ripoffs. It's like,
no, really, they don't.
Yeah.
And I think we showed him Spinespur.
Yeah.
To just show him how different things it could be out there.
Yeah. So, I mean, definitely don't let one company ruin your hobby.
Yes. And that's really it. Don't let one company ruin your hobby.
All right.
Do you want to go Historicon, tournament,
or Blackout,
or the other topic?
Let's do that one first, so we can try to end a little bit happier.
All right.
While we're talking,
I'm going to leave this one to you
because this is a thing for me.
Yeah.
Man, we are really hitting heartstrings in this episode.
We are.
I'm glad we started with some high energy in the beginning, because this part sucks.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Anybody that is a fan of classic TSR, or really just a fan of the fantasy genre in general, you may or may not know the name James Ward, but I guarantee you know his works. He has been in the industry literally since I was a kid, so that's like 70, 80 years or something. The man is... I am.
Looks good for 70.
I do, don't I?
All right.
The man is literally, in my opinion, one of the giants in the field from a literary perspective and just from what he has produced over the years. He has had a rough year as far as health goes. He is currently in the hospital. And I'm going to leave it at that. I don't like discussing other people's personal stuff.
Fair enough.
But he's in a situation right now where he could really use some help and support and the love of the hobby community. So if you're on Facebook and you can visit our page, you will find the link to James Ward's Facebook page. If you are on pretty much any of the fantasy forums or RPG forums, I guarantee you there's somebody that has a thread talking about this. Follow it up. This man, I have had the privilege of reading his stuff. I've never had the privilege of working with him, although I hope to rectify that in the near future.
Awesome.
The man is a consummate professional, and he is a workaholic, and he never takes enough time for himself, and that's, in my opinion, one of the reasons why he's where he is right now.
Probably.
But for a man like this to have deadlines he's not going to be able to meet, and potentially conventions he's not going to be able to attend that he was already booked to speak, this is not sitting well with him. So this is definitely a time where he could use some support and have the community remind him of why he's so important to the community, because that's something that he needs right now. So check out our Facebook page. There was the link to James Ward's page from there. Or like I said, look around. You will find the links you need to go and show him some love on this one.
Absolutely.
All right. Happy times.
Happy times. All right, so those of you who may have missed the announcement, there's actually going to be a Warzone tournament at GenCon.
Yay!
And there's still seats left. Only 3 or 4 though. So if you want to play Warzone at GenCon, go now, right now.
Jim,
don't move. Wait. Go. All right, they're probably all sold by now, right? Okay.
They might be.
Okay.
Jim almost missed the announcement that he was going to be running it. All right, so
there's something wrong with that timeline.
Protoss tried to get a convention set up, a tournament set up at GenCon. They were told there was not convention space. About 2 weeks ago, I think was the timeline now. Jim
Vidlac. This conversation. I'm sorry.
Jim Vidlac got an email from GenCon going, "Hey, so that tournament you wanted to run, how much space do you need? Because we got tables for you." Yeah, so now I needed to figure out in like 2 weeks how to get everything to GenCon. Because, that's not tough, bringing 8 tables.
I'll tell you what, Jim, you fly me out to California and pay for me to be at GenCon, I will drive them there. Just saying. You gotta rent the car, though. And pay for my time off, and probably for a new job. But, I'll do it!
I'm pretty sure this is not a good deal for him.
Hey, depends on how badly he wants to run a tournament at GenCon.
I wonder if my head's going to be at GenCon this year.
Your head was at, what was it last night? Adepticon?
At Adepticon.
I'm just saying, your head should be at GenCon.
My head should be at GenCon.
You should be at GenCon!
The rest of me should be at GenCon. It's not happening this year. But I'm hoping for next year.
I sold the kidneys that I needed for bones. Do we need to get a new kidney collection going for GenCon next year?
Well, if not, I know other Kickstarters coming that we need more kidneys to sell for. Anyway.
Okay, I'll get on that.
But, yeah, so, GenCon tournament, I will try to put a link below. If not, find Jim Vidlac's Protoss page and go ask them about it there. There are only like 3 or 4 seats left because they had to do this on the quick with the space they had available. So if you're going to GenCon, I don't even know that this is officially listed on their roster yet. And I don't know that it's
would have
ready.
to be. The way GenCon runs,
okay.
You'd have to be able to buy a ticket for them to say he has space.
Okay, then go to GenCon or talk to Jim or do whatever you need to do to, push a button and do the thing.
You'll have to buy tickets at GenCon. That's how GenCon does their events.
Push a button and do the thing.
All right, so last topic we're going to talk about today. Black screen. Historicon.
Historicon.
Pulp City's gonna be there.
Well, see, sort of. All right, there is a dark match style tournament plan, which means it is not officially on the register. So don't go.
It's a secret.
Don't go asking the people at Historicon, "Where's the Pulp City, game?"
Nobody want a Pulp City game.
So if anybody from Historicon is watching this, we're not actually discussing this, and it's okay. But if you're not from Historicon,
Yeah, if you're from Historicon, do this.
yeah. If you're not actually from the organization, you're going to want to contact Jeremy Bernhardt, and I'm going to try to get a link down below. He's actually going to be doing part of the painting academy there too.
Wait, he's doing what? I'm sorry.
He's part of their painting academy.
Oh, cool. Okay.
The Hobby University that they run down there.
Okay.
Yeah. So look for him.
So he's doing a thing that. Shh. It's a secret.
It's a secret. He is planning on doing a bit of a Pulp City, dark match meeting in the parking lot style tournament. And I mean, if I remember right, we were planning on being at Historicon this year.
Are we?
I was pretty sure we were.
We might be.
So and I'm saying we might. I might have some figure cases with me.
I might be in a parking lot with a table.
I mean, a 2x2 table that fits in the back of a car real easy.
I see 4 of them in front of me right now.
Heck, a 2x2 fits in a briefcase.
Okay. If you paint it just right, a 2x2 is a briefcase. That in fact has all of your models stored inside of it. Woo! How about that? Modular table design includes figure case. I smell a Kickstarter.
I know, right? Somebody's out there going, brilliant!
Somebody just paused this and they're like,
how do I make that work? Patent office has got a mail tomorrow.
So yeah, but definitely, Jeremy Bernhardt's throwing this one together. I don't know if there's going to be anybody official from Pulp City that's going to be there. I don't think Devin's going down. And
Why not? I like Devin.
Pretty far from Maine.
Isn't it kind of like his job?
You tell
When
me.
it's
it was,
official.
I just did,
sure.
I think.
You told me.
Isn't that kind of your job, Devin? Come on, we went up north to meet you. You come a little bit south to meet us. I'm just saying.
Technically, he came south to meet us already.
Shush! Why do you bring logic to my arguments?
Because I'm right.
He's the second-class elitist.
Moving on.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely check that out. Also, there will be a link below to a team builder page. It is not perfect. It is not completely done yet. There are still going to be pictures added in, but it's a nice little opportunity for you to try to build a Pulp City force.
Yes.
Really nice, really sweet, easy to load. So
Before I forget, do we have any details as to like what size we're looking for that thing? Like army size?
The levels.
Levels?
the dark match,
Yeah.
no, not
Okay.
yet. Maybe we'll get lucky and Jeremy will post something below.
That'd be nice.
So that people know how many points they should bring. I mean, realistically, just bring everything. It's not a big deal.
I'm saying we bring everything. That's about a lot.
There's other people that have collector's pledges. There's a lot of people with collector's
A
pledges.
collector's pledge death match.
Collector's pledge death match.
Yes.
That would take forever to play. That would be all.
No, the game only lasts 4 rounds.
Yeah, that's actually pretty true.
See?
Collector's pledge death match.
Yes.
All right. I'm down for this.
I don't think we could. The entire collector's pledge does not fit on a 2x2.
I will. Yes, it does. It would be the entire 2x2.
Would not fit in your deployment zones.
Challenge accepted.
You need to be playing on a 4x6.
Nope. I will fit it in a 2x. I will fit in the deployment zone of
What
a
he,
2x2.
what, he's gonna set up a table that has like 6 layers. Of
That's right.
Skyscraper deployment
Yes. Just saying. Look, they all fit. They're in the deployment zone.
He'll have the monster sitting on the top just so he can, actually drop it
Well,
on the table.
What do you know? The dang thing fits. All right. So. Oh god.
Okay.
Bell broke himself.
Yes, I did. All right. That's actually all of our topics. Is there anything else you wanted to go over?
No, I think that's solid. I mean,
Okay.
This wasn't one of our longest episodes, but it was pretty action-packed. So we laughed, we cried, we made fun of you. So I think we're pretty much done.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about some serious things, and we hope that that didn't completely kill the Sunday news. But They needed to be talked about, in our opinion. So hopefully you took it serious.
Yep.
You know, amongst all my craziness.
Again, part of the hobby is a social contract, and occasionally there are people in this hobby that need to be reminded that part of this hobby is a social contract. Trust me, guys, we're going to do that if people forget about that.
Yep.
Because that's really important. Not only for us, not only for you, but for gamers out there. You know, when Johnny Firepants walks up and does something stupid, it doesn't just affect Johnny Firepants. It makes us all look like that. Right. So that's not cool. Not cool.
And the other thing is that any type of bad behavior that breaks the social contract may make Johnny Firepants, who's all excited to get started in this hobby, walk away. And now we've lost a new fighter, a new player, and a new friend. That's all I really have to say.
But in the meantime, we've got Kickstarters funding.
We do have Kickstarters funding.
We got models coming.
Wow.
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to another whole table of stuff received that we have to then paint. That seemed so much happier when I started that sentence.
I know, and it just ended in.
Paint? What are you talking about? Belle doesn't paint.
Shush! I have painted models. I have, in fact, 8 of them this year.
He's, in fact, painted 8 models. I mean, that's not a lot compared to my 234, but
I have 10 times that, actually.
You painted small stuff in tanks that were like, done. I don't even want to hear it.
I had a whole Grim Force painted. I did it in a weekend.
Yeah, but done.
No, actually, you know what?
No, actually, he didn't. I'm decrying that because I just hate the fact that I'm that far behind him. But he actually did some pretty good work, guys. And apparently, we're gonna have a show and tell of Merrick's work.
I mean, I think we're gonna show off some of
Mel's work. Who's Mel?
Merrick's work.
Okay, Merrick's work.
Now, granted, guys, these are not fully based yet because we're still waiting on a Kickstarter for bases.
I told you we knew what that felt like.
Actually, we're waiting on 2 Kickstarters for basic materials.
Yes.
So, Merrick, why don't you talk about how you did Tiny there?
Tiny was actually, I painted Tiny with the concept that I was going to use washes as the only medium for, washes and glazes as the only medium for the skin. That's, I think that's probably around 20 layers of green wash and glaze put on the Tiny skin.
I think it looks awesome. Yeah, good job.
He's a pile of ooze with personality in a barrel, and he's not afraid to use it.
Yeah,
He's this walking snack bar for the Grims.
Yeah.
You know
That's that's something I've heard other people do for green skin, Eric, and you pulled it off really well. I mean, it looks correct. It looks, I don't know,
It takes some time, but it looks really good, and it gives a lot more depth to the surface than you might have been able to obtain otherwise. Yeah. So, good job, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Was there any other Grims that you wanted me to pull out of your entirely painted forest closet here that you wanted to show off? Because I know you got a couple favorites, so throw out a favorite.
The Grim Knight.
Oh, right.
Oh, the Grim Knight. That's a good one.
There we go. Why don't you explain why this model became the way that he is?
This is the Grim Supreme model. I looked at the Grim Supreme model and read one of his rules, and my brain exploded for a second. And then he turned into the Grim Knight. Because one of his rules is this, I can't speak straight now, is the Grim the city needs, not the Grim the city it deserves.
So this Grim
Is the
ended up with a wonderfully midnight cape and a great contrast bright yellow belt.
I may have based him on a certain, character that is called the Dark Knight, but
What?
I'm not sure.
No.
And
I thought it was an original idea.
No, never.
Totally unique IP.
Yeah.
Oh, he's fabulous.
No. And again, looks awesome. And fits perfectly. And yeah.
I think you did such a good job on making the perfect non-black for his cape, though. Really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also another important thing on that, guys. You'll hear us bring this up occasionally, and every time we do, I like to clarify it for people that aren't familiar with it. But as this spins around again, you're going to see the cape is generally what we call unblack or non-black. It's the idea that you should never actually use a pure black or pure white as anything but your highest or lowest tone on a figure. So if you want to do something that should be a black, you should instead mix the black with a gray, a blue, a green, a red, any other color to give it a little bit of a cross tone.
Because very rarely do we actually have stark blacks in real life.
And more importantly, a stark black does not allow a transition of color across the model. It actually stops the movement of the model, and it's not going to look as good. So again, Merrick did a great job on this guy here. Really put that forward, and yeah, I mean, took an already existing concept and ran with it further.
Well, he's got another one he wants to show.
Let's go for the third.
Yeah, it's the.
We're doing equal comic book time here?
Yes, equal comic book time.
Rawr. This is going to be the only one of these I've seen done in red. Every other picture I've seen has been the Venom version.
Correct. And as soon as I saw the model, I just kept screaming Carnage in my head. So I had to make him Carnage. And his base is almost actually addressed. I just need to paint it black because he's coming out of a shadow. But it's close. That is a model that I devoted a little bit of time to, and I am very happy to say I think I am the only one who's done it as Carnage so far.
It's literally the only one I've seen. Yeah, although you guys might see this one in Historicon, who knows? But
maybe.
Yeah. Again, nice deep shadows, nice contrasting. Red is one of those colors that's tricky to highlight because you need to keep using the same color to highlight it over and over again. But yeah, I think
giving away all our best tricks.
That's what we do.
Okay.
It's not giving away tricks, it's called giving lessons.
Yes.
Oh.
Yay, lessons.
So, and using our point system, actually, again, to explain this, 25 or 30 millimeter bases are 1 point each. A 40 millimeter base is 2, and a 50 millimeter base is 4, which means that on that round table right now is almost as many points as models as Belgrath has painted all year. Womp, 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 look at that!
Oh, you're a jerk!
Oh. And my turntable has stopped moving.
Because he waited down. Now it's going backwards. It's like, no, you didn't see it the first time.
Of course, this only happens when Grims are on the turntable.
It's literally going backwards. What is that about?
I don't know. Merrick, what did you do?
I don't know.
Motor.
I know what happened. We reversed the polarity of the neutron flow.
Probably.
Stop crossing streams.
All right. So I think we're good to go with that.
I think so.
We've had a little bit too much Grim time.
Well, it's good to get some Pulp City time in there.
It is. You know.
There's stuff coming from Pulp City. It's just, sadly enough, this falls into the category of the most exciting news coming out for Pulp City I can't talk about yet. NDAs and whatnot. But, yeah, there's some good stuff coming.
We need to get off camera before I do something bad. All right, moving on. So we're going to say goodbye.
We're going to say goodbye?
We're going to say goodbye. Right.
Goodbye!
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for watching this week's Sunday News.
Don't forget to like, link, subscribe, share, post us everywhere on social media. This is Token Gamer Chick, and I wish you all a fabulous week if you're a hobby. I'm gonna go school Belgarath in a game of Pulp City or something now because he's got way too much energy.
Until next time, guys.
Calling out for souls, and in dreams he will promise to the powers of old. War has begun on this eve of corruption, and the days the prophets warned us of have come.
Okay.
All right. Do you remember how to do this? It's been a week. I don't know if I remember how to do this.
That's your problem.
We have a laptop now.
I know, right? Technologies.
I don't want technological geese. Someone needs to make a game with technological geese.
Just get Patrick Keith to sculpt them.
Yes! I'm sure this will make the end real, so get on that, Patrick. All right.
We don't plan out the end reel, folks, honestly. These just happen sometimes. They've just been happening a lot because we're.
Yeah, and usually tired.
And at the moment, very hot.
And sometimes very hot. And occasionally drunk.
Occasionally.
We're gonna go with.
When were you guys drunk into taping?
Did you miss? Did you miss the?
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's my drink? Did you miss that? Just all right.